Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
All right. The Bulls and the Raptors here, Mindy. In this one, the Raptors now, let's see. I don't think there's been any movement here in this one over the last. Oh, boy. Yeah, there has, huh? 5.5, and the total 212.5. Steam definitely came in on the under in this one. And boy, that's a pretty low total.
I don't want anything to do with totals right now. I seem to just be on the wrong sides of all these here. So I mean, it's we'll chalk it up to experience here moving forward, right? But I kind of expect the Bulls here to turn up the defense today. It's one of those. I think Beverly might go out there and harass the folks here on half court pressing today. I think the Bulls are going to take advantage of these higher shooting percentages. They're better from the free throw line, and as we saw last night, I mean, free throws can make the difference. You know what? You had Connolly going ahead and putting up 3, but then you had Anthony Davis missing some. I mean, it's one of those I think it's going to be an important part of the game. Bulls here. I think they're better on the road too. I'm going to take the Bulls here today, plus the points.
They do seem to play pretty well on the road. Look, these two teams are kind of familiar. I mean, we talk about, the familiarity of teams with one another. We saw interesting results, I think, from these two teams. Let's see what the chat has to say. Mindy on the Bulls so far. Ziggy on the Raptors here. Raptors won the last one back on 28th of February, 104.98, covering the spread. The Bulls won at home. The Raptors won back in November at home. Okay. Butterscotch, our Chicago correspondent. Bulls can win this one outright. And I may put in a little, look at that money line parlay.
Right. 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Get me some Slurpees.
Well, I'm kind of all about the dogs to a certain extent in these.
That's what we had yesterday, right?
Right. I mean, you see how, closely rated right in the matchup. Like the teams, they basically have the same win-loss record. It seems, all these kind of all these teams in these few games, right? Because they were so close in the standings, of course. And then you see the home teams favored. Look, it's not a football game, but most people still build in 3 point. Do you think a standard home court is 5 points in basketball?
I don't know. I mean, I always do that for football, but I don't know how much the home court's worth in.
Okay.
4 points?
Well, it just seems like the lines were too high. Like they should have, the lines were too high to me on these favorites.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Doubles also from Chicago says the Bulls, but it should be closer than 5. Miles here today. Obviously knows what's going on, even though we just met. And he likes the dogs. Thomas Lewis here on Chicago. Michelle says lay the points here with the Raptors. And Ziggy says these underplays have been good. Yeah, no doubt. TJ on the Bulls here. Miles says under 220. Now, I don't know if Miles is looking to tease it or, definitely it's pretty low, 212.5. Demetrius says under 214. And that's the number that I put on screen early. So he might have been just typing that in off that. I mean, there's no doubt it's lower everywhere you look. And in fact, Mindy, I had the games already low. This one I did not type these in.
Okay.
2 hour. I had these typed in from because I didn't know if remember when I asked I didn't ask you, but I just had the games loaded up because I didn't know if we were going to look at all the games, and for some reason I typed.
Gotcha.
So the number that I had typed in. This total did not go down 1.5 in the last 2 hours, is what I'm trying to say. I just
It'd been
had
in there
this
for a while.
graphic entered in for an extra day. Uh, I think it's clear that it's been. It did maybe go under within the last 12 hours, or another half a point to get to this 212.5. So, Pick Zombies here today. Nice to see you, Pick Zombies. Great contributions from you. Thank you. Also in the Discord. Thank
For
you.
sure. You guys are doing great in there.
Yeah, it looks just you guys are having a lot of fun, and I know there's only a little small handful, but more people will interact. I'm trying to get in there a little bit, mix it up. Justin under Sherilyn says fade the Bulls. Big zombies, I can't trust them. No, I think one thing, and I don't mean necessarily about these two teams, but maybe I'll talk about it in the next game. I'll wait on that. I will remind me, folks, if I don't say what's your comment, Ramon. I think I'll be obvious in the next game, but it's going to pertain to this game too. Respect the steam here. Oh, interesting point. You have DeMar. Mm-hmm. And I love the Pat Bev angle, right? When we think of playoff defense a little bit, the harassing. Look, you guys, don't you think yesterday, and looking now, I'm not preaching it because I had the unders and they were very solid. I wasn't even concerned necessarily. Yeah, I mean, you're like, oh, geez, with that foul by Davis, and I'm on the under. But I wasn't going like, oh, geez, now it's going to
Well, that
go.
one was way under, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
way.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, you had a
especially
little bit more to
the
sweat
regular
maybe in
season game,
Hawks.
right? No,
Yeah.
if that was a regular season where it ended up at whatever 98, and it was 232, whatever it was, I'd be, oh geez, here we go. Because right in overtime they could score like 25 points. Sometimes it seems like so. Um, but in the playoff, I was like, and sure enough, I mean, there was only a couple of baskets, three or
Yeah.
four by each
What
team.
this yeah,
Still,
105. I
yeah.
mean, Buck or not Bucks. Timberwolves stayed on that forever.
Dart likes the Raptors to get it done here, crush, and maybe a little homerism there because I'm gonna end up taking the Bulls with you here. I think these two teams, kind of familiar with one. Toronto, great spread record at home. Bulls just a 50% proposition against the spread on the road, and look, Toronto may have a 500 record, but they're still. Uh, Tell me what it was. At least 2/3. It seemed like about a 2/3 winning percentage at home, 67% winning percentage at home, and the Bulls definitely sub 500 on the road. But I don't know. To me, the familiarity of these teams, it feels like with one another. That's what it feels like to me. There's that Yukon play thing. But Theo says Raptors money line. Yeah. Oh, and so that's what I was going to say was a little bit not about the next game too. I'm talking one more comment, but just didn't it feel like yesterday? So the games yesterday, they did see like some scoring surges where you're like, oh, this it could be going. But it's almost like rather than in the regular season, especially late in the season, where teams are like, they just keep. It would almost be like, okay, timeout, let's readjust, and the defense came right back. You'd see stops and
Anthony
whatnot.
Davis was the one that impressed me
Huh?
yesterday. I thought Anthony Davis impressed me defensively yesterday. I think he was the reason why, especially like towards the end of the game, they went, Timberwolves went like over 8 shooting. And that was a lot to do with him getting out there on top of the key and
Yeah.
harassing him, I think.
And they were giving him a hard time because of that bad foul, and no doubt shouldn't have done. If the guy
Sure.
ties the game up with a miracle shot, you let him have it. The big mistake for the Lakers was letting them get the ball to someone in it was a great
Twice.
pass. I mean, who's going to necessarily guard in the corner, and that's why the closeout was so long and lanky, and he crashed into him because he had to come from so far back. But no reason to go like for a game-winning block. I mean, you already got beat with the pass. If he makes it, he makes it. You're already going to overtime. Instead, you put a Conley in there that, yes, even his worst short arm free throw, he's so good it still went in. I mean, right? I mean,
Barely,
nobody
yeah.
else makes that type of free throw, but he has the perfect way to roll it in, anyways. So,
Pretty clutch there, yeah.
all right, Thomas says if Bulls win, it's going to go over. I don't know if I see it that way. I mean, I'm, where I'm probably headed with this one.
Right.
Yeah. And interesting dart, still a little bit more of a Lonzo backer, and I agree. I hope Lonzo can make it back because I think his game is cerebral and he is uh, sees the court like not like everybody. It's just unfortunate. Hopefully his career is not over. All right, Bulls here for TJ. Yep. And again, I think what happened on that one, Scotch. I think if you look at Minnesota and the vibe that they had a little bit, maybe Gobert is one of those guys, right? Kind of interesting how they, rallied together. But and another thing was that even though they were, yeah, and I thought that there were other players that were missing were a little bit even more key, right? But come on, the Lakers and nearly a double-digit favorite against anybody, please. Thomas, Chicago, and over. Justin, Bulls, and under. So we're seeing everybody going two ways. A little bit Miles on the under. Well, I don't know. He keeps going back to that 220. I don't know where we're getting that. I'll go under 220. Where's that book?
Ramon's still looking for it.
Yeah.
Minus 300, maybe. Get under 220.
No, we got hockey coming. Unless you got to go, TJ. Thank you. Yep, Mindy said it. Okay. All right. Yep, let's move on, Curtis. I think we covered this one. We're on the Bulls here. Thunder and Pelicans. So what I want to say here, Mindy, I'll let you go first, actually, before I say it.
Oh, great. No, you should just say it now. I'm kidding.
Well, the Pelicans are favored by 5.5, and the total here is 227. This one definitely has not moved as much. Steam definitely came in, though, I would say, official, on the under here. I mean, this one opened really as high as 231 across the board, and that got slammed down. I'm showing what's on the screen there, 227, but now I'm starting to see some 226s even.
Well, Ramon, I'm gonna go over. I know it's not probably a fashionable pick here, whatever you want to say. But over the last three games here, OKC, they have put up close to 118 on average. I have them projected about like 127. So I also know that OKC, they haven't been playing very good on the road. If I take a look at the longer look back here. But yeah, I mean, I think the Thunder is going to have to go out here and play a fast tempo here. They do pace about 101 possessions here per contest. Top scoring offense, bottom scoring D. Gonna take a look at the over here. Still 5-1 the Thunder's last 6 road games. Also taking the over. There we go.
Okay. Oh, Thomas says, sorry about that. I showed the wrong one there, but he says OKC and the points. Demetrius was on Thunder and under. Butterscotch on the Thunder. Thomas, Pelicans minus the points there, it looks like. Oh, no. Sorry about that, Thomas. I just went back and looked at what you said. Yeah. And okay, and thank you, Sherilyn. So, yeah, my comment is actually my analysis. So,
All right, here we go.
I won't forget it. I just wanted to remind myself and everybody that about what my comment is. And that is, we go back to what was working in the regular season with the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder really are the cover monsters, right? We know them as the cover buddies, as they call them across the street. That nickname that they've earned because of their awesome spread record. They're always in it, hard trying. I don't know. Is this? If you look at these 4 games, I don't know. This is the most fun game. I don't know. This feels
Sure.
like a great game, and give credit to the Pelicans. If anything, I give credit to the Pelicans, but I thought they'd actually finish. I thought they'd have to maybe finish better than this. Actually, um, I almost want to. The Thunder's never a disappointment. The cover monsters, yeah. I'm on the Thunder. I don't know if we have to go any further than that. I mean, analysis wise, I mean, I could go with the personnel as to why I might think I'm down with the Thunder. But again, New Orleans, look, the Thunder were not a good cover team down the stretch. But again, I like let's throw out the last 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks on a lot of teams, a lot of games, the whole season, the whole NBA season. Almost wipe away the last month of the slate and get back to what was working when the games mattered. And these games matter now. Even if they are marginal 500 teams playing in the little play in. I mean, Pelicans finished 2 games over 500. I thought they should have done better. I'm happy for them. They're a young team, still growing. And because of Zion, they weren't going to get there, so that tempered the expectations. So maybe they're where they deserve to be. But I think that given the way they played at points, they should have finished stronger. The Thunder, 2 games under 500, felt like they're a lot felt like they finished above 500 because we made so much money on them, right? I mean, they finished. I don't know. It's funny. They were only 11 games over 500 against the spread, but they were terrible against the spread down the stretch. Remember, they were much higher than that against the spread there for a while. So Pelicans still have the better spread record at home than the Thunder do on the road. Close game here. I've got to think an exciting game, close game, and interesting comment there
Zion
uh,
trying to play.
about Zion. Yeah, I mean, I
Mm.
feels like his season's over, right? I think probably just throwing a little humor into there, right? Has there been talk about Zion? No, I think I want to just say also that I'm seeing in that Toronto game, sixes starting to pop up in a lot of places. Toronto starting to take a little action here, and I'm seeing 6 now over there at DK.
Nice.
So it looks like some action coming in on 6. Thank you, Scott. I'm gullible, you guys.
April Fools.
Well, did you ever go look that up, Mindy, about the Sports Illustrated
Oh.
April Fools? No.
No, I believe you.
All right.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.